Good morning and welcome to the Lenten Daily Prayer Service. This is March 15th, referred to since Roman times as the Ides of March, which meant the dividing or halfway point. My name is John Rowley and I'm 92 years old, as you can see. I have been an on and off member of the First Presbyterian Church of Allentown for 17 years. When my wife Joan and I moved to town, we came to the church but found it was much larger than our previous church and we didn't feel connected. As a result, we transferred to the smaller, more personal church on Walbert Avenue where we fit in nicely. However, after 5 years, the decision was made that gay people were not welcome, and they were turned away. My wife and I were turned off as we honor and respect all of God's people, and thus could not be part of that congregation anymore. So we transferred back to First Presbyterian and have been a comfortable part of this reaffirming congregation, which has rolled out the welcome mat to all people. We now feel a closer connection to the church because we were invited into a small group for Bible study. This group has been my anchor throughout my time here, especially when my wife recently passed away. In the fall, I took my turn at leading the weekly discussions, and now, during Lent, several members of the group are sharing that task. If you are not in a group at present, I would highly recommend that you participate in the next time they are available. They will bring you closer to your faith and the other members of the group. I have heard that research says belonging strengthens our believing. Belonging strengthens our believing. When the question that is raised today is, what barriers keep you from seeing all people as neighbors, and what can help to bring those barriers down? Perhaps the story found in Luke 10:29 is appropriate here. The questioner asks Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" And Jesus tells him the story of the Good Samaritan. A traveler walking to Jericho was beaten, robbed of his belongings, and left for half dead. While lying in the street, a priest walked by and ignored the needs of this injured man, as did the Levite, because he was not of their tribe. Then a Samaritan from a different country came by and treated the injured man with oils and bandages, and then put him on his donkey and took him to an inn and paid for his care and keep. At the end of this story, Jesus asks, which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? Now let's return to the question of the day. What barriers keep you from seeing all people as your neighbors? As I look back, a very long time, to my college days, I remember that the groups that hung together were made up of similar people. They were the jocks, the nerds, the science geeks, etc. But in the dining hall, pretty much the blacks ate together, as did the browns and also the whites. That broke down further, separating the boys and the girls. I didn't think much of it at the time. I'll repeat that, I didn't think much. That's the way it was. We had our own comfortable group and didn't take the time to reach out to the others or get to know their stories or about their lives. What a shame to have missed so much because I lived my own insulated, white, privileged world. But things changed when I went to work as a teacher. My colleagues were from all ethnic and racial backgrounds, as were my students. We were a family joined by mutual interests. We learned to respect and appreciate each other and soon developed close friendships. Even after all these many years, many of our teachers and students are still in regular contact. Clearly, our world is better when we can love our neighbor as Jesus has encouraged us to do. And let us not just think of the neighbor we see, but those who are beyond our field of vision. Let us close with prayer. Holy Father, keep us from being blind to the needs of our neighbors, those we can see and those to whom we are blind, and help us as individuals, as a church, and as a nation, to help to serve those in need, as did the Good Samaritan. We think of you, Jesus, as we take the walk with you toward the pain of Good Friday and the joy of Easter morning. Thank you for showing us how to live and love one another, and for the blessings you share with us each and every day. Amen.